Hello, everyone, and welcome to An Evening Wit, WIT Heidi, the multi variety show. And this is going to be a quick short. And this is entertainment news. Um, I was listening to I don't know whether you call him a young man, but I'll say it was a guy. And he is some type of fan or admirer of this other rapper. And this rapper and his wife is separated. And this guy was doing a battle rap with a guy that she supposedly who is a close friend of this young man. That he was. It wasn't to me. It wasn't more like a rap. I guess that's why they call it a battle. But it's not personal. It sounded like he was kind of taking the matter personally as if it was his business. Um, I guess because he sees this her husband as his hero. I heard him sitting out on a somebody's, I don't know if it was a podcast, I don't know what it was, but he was sitting talking with someone, and he was talking about how much he admire him and how he models himself after him and how he would have to come hard because of him, and because he sees it. Basically, there's only two songs that he made. One was Street Heat or Street Beats or Heat. It was Street Heat, I think. Street Heat, and it was really good. And then he did a freestyle for his current friend. Um, so this young man, well, the guy, I call him a guy because I don't consider him a young man. He's kind of older, but I don't know what to call him. And this guy was calling this man's wife the B word. Now, this man and this guy and his wife is separated. Now, I don't know if they're legally separated, they filed for legal separation, or they're separated, but his things are still in their home, so that's still considered his primary home. And they are still legally married by law, so that is still his wife, although they're separated. Now, I feel like if he heard about it, I don't know if he heard about it, but someone should alert him of what the guy said. And because he needs to correct him and check him and let him know. I had made my notes, but I'm kind of remembering it now. Once I get a little Bob Marley in me, I start remembering stuff, but sometimes I forget. And, oh man, this guy, man, he regardless of what he disagreed with or what he don't like or what he think he might know or what he might not know or what he feel that this other guy messing with a married woman and so. And what if you're gonna play that game? You can say both doing the same thing. If both are committing adultery, then it doesn't matter who did it first. If you're doing it, if you're not legally divorced, so you shouldn't be doing anything. But people think the way they think these days. So, and if that is the case, you know what I'm saying, then it shouldn't be public. It shouldn't be something that you're talking about publicly. Especially if you're not out of the marriage. I have a serious issue with that. And I adore this other young lady. I adore her and I adore the other young lady. So, and I'm going to see this other young lady at a show. But he needs to correct him and tell him, look, don't be calling that's the mother of my kids. She is the mother of my kids, and you need to show her some respect, and don't be calling her out of your name. You're out of her name. And I understand that you're a fan of mine, an admirer of mine. I appreciate that. Thank you for liking my stuff, or you model after me, or whatever the case may be. That's cool. But just because we're beefing or arguing or conflict or whatever we may be saying, that's none of your business. That's none of your business, and you shouldn't be calling her a B. Do not defend her just because you're with somebody else, and do not defend her for whatever your reasons or motives is because of the relationship. Whether they are with good intentions or not good intentions, whether it was usury or it was true love. Some people think it's true love. Some people think it was usury. Some people think he's an opportunist. He's a lazy bum couch potato. I have my personal opinion about what I feel about bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know him personally, but just from my perception of things, I really, I hope that things work out and he becomes, whatever it is that he needs to become that would make him a good person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say he's not good in some ways. I've seen him engaging with his daughter at her graduation, so he was there. He's not isolating his daughter because of the situation. And who knows? People don't know. These people can get back together. So you're calling his man's spouse a B. And he can't worry about what a person is going to say because they haven't called him out of their name. So, and it doesn't mean you want to be with that person, or that just because you defend. No, I'm defending this individual for two reasons. They are the mother of my children. Secondly, we're not together, but we are still legally married and that's still my wife. It doesn't mean that you have anything to do with that person. So if he knows about it and he's not saying anything, I lose even more respect for him. I lose even more respect for him. Because you all may have to get together as a blended family, as she said, if this other beautiful young lady has a child by you, if you guys get married. They're going to have to get along. And she shouldn't have to come visit knowing that the father of her kid didn't defend her when this rookie, whatever he's supposed to be, looked like he had anger issues to me. He was just angry. He was just wow, wow, wow. I said, he needs some loving. He need him a woman. He needs somebody. He need a hug. Because he needs something, baby. He missing out on something. He got a lot of frustration going on. It was like he was looking for a reason to vent and let something out. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, I just wanted to say that about that. Like I said, she's still the mother of this man's kids, and there's no reason for that to go on. I have something else I was going to talk about. I thought I took the page off. Yeah, because you never know. And the fact that he didn't defend her, even if he wanted to go back, she wouldn't take him back. You let this guy. Now he could say, I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't hear about it. And okay, I'm gonna let you hear it. Now that you hear, you go check him and correct him, and you let him know that is the mother of my kid. Don't be calling her all these things and saying all these things because you don't know anything about her. And he kept saying her name. I mean, showing straight up disrespect. Seemed like he was kind of taking that a little too personal. So anyway, on to other news. I was going to talk about something else. Dang, what was it about? That was one situation. Was it entertainment or was it world news? Oh, yeah, entertainment. Get my notes, y'all, because I wasn't remembering it at all. So, again, welcome to An Evening Wit, WIT Heidi, the multi-variety show. You can check out all my shows. There is Freestyle, Part 1 and 2, Invasion of the Unite, Part 1 through 4, Signs of the Times, Part 1 and 2, Birthday Bashes, Christmas Bashes, entertainment, arts and crafts, commercials. I do my commercials with my show sometimes, and sometimes I just put them out there for my head crowns, chokers, wrist sports crown. Summer, I'm going to try because some of my fingers are still healing up to do some brass and some satin, and I may use maybe one strip of yarn because it's too hot for yarn in the summertime. So you guys, thanks for watching, and welcome. Enjoy this quick short show. So there's another young lady, same situation. She separated from her husband, and she's dating a new guy. And this guy had the same hairstyle as her son. And word on the street, the husband is throwing a fit and is ready to throw some paper plates around. He's throwing a tantrum. Now, is this wise? Is this something? I mean, even though word on the street that there was a stripper that possibly that could be pregnant by this individual, that is not a guarantee. That is all allegedly. This is for no malicious intent. This is for educational purposes, entertainment, and so all this is allegedly. Some things are a fact in my mind, especially according to the Bible. But you guys, tell me what you think about it. And that was put out there, and a lot of times, they can say, well, I was hugged up with a fan or whatever. So you got to have proof and evidence if she doesn't want to pay alimony. Now, that all that means nothing. It doesn't look good, but unless you catch the person in the actual act and have a videotape of it, like hire an investigator and catch them in the act, and you don't want to invade people's privacy, but you need to catch them in the act. It's really just all talk because anybody can say anything. And he's not saying anything. He's not saying he's with this person. He just said he moved on. He compliments this person. He takes pictures with them. They did a little perk kiss. That was a friendly kiss on the cheek or whatever. He has a picture of him holding her leg, which is a bad look, but it's still no real evidence. But you is touching another woman's leg, but it can I don't know how that would hold up in court. I think you need more evidence than that. But this other young lady, it's just, she felt like, hey, you dissed me, you brought all these women in my face, and if she thinks that this woman might be pregnant, she could be like, okay, it could be a tit for tat thing. You never know. They're saying that she's pregnant as well. So, and I mentioned this in my last show about if either one of them have babies by different people, nobody's getting no spousal support. And word on the street, he's requesting spousal support. So, if she has this woman subpoenaed for blood work and finds out that his kid, like this other talk show host should have did, she wouldn't have to pay nothing to that bum. Talking about he want the life insurance and all that. No, you're not getting nothing. And she's a college lady. This other girl's a street girl. She finished school, whatever, but she's from the straight streets. This other lady is educated. What was you thinking not to have blood work? And this happened, especially if it happened during the marriage. Now, if it happened after the marriage or before the marriage, nothing you can do about it. So he's upset about that. She should have did this during a divorce procedure. It can't affect her legally, I don't think, but morally it doesn't look good because you're only I hear that she's only 6 months into the relationship or something. And the other lady is around about the same time. They're both around 6 months. Everybody's messing with a married spouse, and the married spouses are apparently, possibly, allegedly might be doing the same thing, or they could all just be friends and just putting on a big air. Who knows? What do you think? But to give them the same hairstyle, I think it's a stretch. It's a slap in the face because you don't hardly know this man. You just met this man. I understand if you want to get back at somebody. There's so many ways that you could, do tit for tat, which I don't think that's cool. But don't bring the kid and show that they got the same hairstyle. And this is my boo. This is my baby girl. I've had her text number. I tried to call her. Let her know, hey, man, first of all, don't put nothing out there that's going to provoke this guy to snap. Because he's more than likely already mad, that the bag didn't stop. Now, what man asks for spousal support? Allegedly. This is all allegedly. So, sounds like he's mad. Like the other one sounds like he's mad because they both seem like they mad that the bag didn't stop. Of course, her husband has more bread than this guy, allegedly, I believe. And she said that this other young lady said this other guy got more money. I think 20 million more. But why are you thinking about money now? You should have thought about money then. That's what happens when you're giving a guy $50,000 for his birthday. And word on the street, baby mama say he be giving her your money. So if he giving her your money, you know what I'm saying, and if you would never gave no money, that couldn't happen. Gifts is one thing. And there was one time she said, oh, he gave me an expensive gift, I got to outdo him. What woman says that? That sounds like some hard up, desperate, I need a man kind of thing. And you look too good, you can get any man. A man come and drop a dime a dozen for you. And she looked good way before she started getting all this stuff done to her body. She don't need none of that. She don't need no BBL. She don't need no chest enlargement. She don't need none of that. She was fire before, but she wanted to compete because of a job. But I think she was just fine. Naturally, she was gorgeous, and she didn't need none of that stuff. She had a nice little, back lift. She ain't need to do nothing more. But they do that these days, and other countries are doing it too, and it makes them look old. Big chest and big wide hips and a big old backside. It makes you look old. Look like older than what you are. Stay as young as possible, because trust and believe it's gonna come around. Too many tattoos on the body. It covers up the beauty, whether it's female or male. All them tattoos, some girls will get a little small one in somewhere where a guy get a little small. I don't agree with tattoos, period, but I'm just saying. The little small one ain't nothing compared to all them extra ones all over the place. You can't see nothing. One girl's dropped dead gorgeous, and she covering it up with all them tattoos because that's supposed to be hip and cool and hard and gangster, but it's not. You look like Boo Boo the Fuzu. You like Boo Boo the Fuzu. That's right. A Fizzu. Too smart, beautiful, and intelligent. Come on, man. Trying to keep up with the Jones. Peer pressure. No, don't do that. Let the naturalness of it show. Because then you got to pay all this money to get it off. And some guys like that kind of stuff. One guy had a rap song. He a hard rapper. He's a regular guy, underground dude. He was like, skinny girls and tattoos. Skinny girls and tattoos. I like them skinny girls and tattoos. He like skinny girls and tattoos. It was a hard beat though. And I think during the separation, to do something, that's a provoking. The Bible says provoke not one another. You're provoking this guy. And first of all, a woman endangers, and I'm not saying this guy's probably a great guy. He's not like that. I don't know him personally, so I don't know. But when you just met a guy 6 months, first of all, you don't even bring your kid around the dude. And she may not did bring him around. She may just decided to, you know what, I'm going to get him, y'all going to have the same hairstyle. And just took a post of it. But that still look like you're letting your kid be around this guy, or him and that kid has a relationship, or he's going to be a stepdad. No, even if that's not the case, it looks that way by posting both of them together. And so he had a right to get upset because you just met the guy. Keep the children out of the way at least for a year. And bring them around slowly in a public place, at a restaurant. He should not be coming to the house around your kids. If you're letting them come to your place and you're going to his place, leave the kids with your mama. That's too soon. Hairdo, same hairdo, it expresses that they could possibly, allegedly, have a father-stepson relationship. And you ain't been with him long enough for him to even be a stepdad. He shouldn't be nothing but a friend. And if he's your lover, okay, fine. But he should not be involved in those children's life. They shouldn't be getting no kind of same hairdo. If your son had the hairdo and the guy didn't, let him get a whole nother hairdo. And if he had the hairdo first, I wouldn't put it on my kid. I wouldn't copy it. Because you're making it look like they're father or son. And they're not. It's too soon for that. And even if you decide to marry this guy, they still shouldn't have the same hairdo as stepdad and stepson, or bonus dad and bonus son. You shouldn't do it. It's a disrespect to the biological father. It don't matter how horrible he was, or if he's some kind of user or a player or whatever he think he is, and he only treats the girls in the ghetto the best and gives them money because they poor, which is not a problem if you're helping someone. She should agree with it, though. If she's a spouse, you're going to do that, she should know about it. And if it's baby mamas and you're giving her money for the kid, that's fine. And even if you're helping her out, because she's the mother, she has to be stable. She has to be comfortable. It's not really your responsibility, but you're only doing. If she's not good, then the baby not going to be good because she's not going to be comfortable. And if you want to do that because you want her to be a stay-at-home mom, she shouldn't be working, leaving her kid here, there, and yonder. And if that's the case, you don't get that much money. I'm only going to pay for daycare and child support. And get receipts when you do it. Don't just give cash. You got to be giving these girls cash. Ain't got no proof. Ain't got none. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, I tried to swing the smoke back and my Bob Marley fell up in the air and came down. So yeah, I'm going to watch my Village show and drink my cherry cola, my broccoli, eat my broccoli. I want to bang some music, but I'm out of storage. I might be able to do it. I did it on one phone. I did it on my other phone. But then I ran out of storage. Yeah, I'm doing a little fashion show, little shingling, champagne mauve earrings, pierced. I made them into clips. And this is a dark chocolate. It's actually darker, but I'm smoking, it goes down. It don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like you still got personal anger, animosity with this guy. And that's not cool. That's not cool. Because you haven't known him that long. And I still wouldn't do it. I still wouldn't give them the same hairdo. Somebody said, well, that's his stepdad. That's his biological dad if they married. No, that's his stepdad and his bonus dad if they married. Okay, that's fine. They shouldn't be wearing the same outfits. None of that. That's a disrespect to the dad, to the biological dad. That's, if it ain't intentional, it's ignorant. It don't matter how bad he was. There's no way if I'm beefing with my baby daddy for whatever reason, and I meet a new dude, they are not going to be wearing the same outfits. They ain't even going to be around each other, period. At least a year. If you bringing me something, some food or some change for me and my baby, or you going to drop it off at the door. I'll meet you downstairs. You do not need to come in and see my kid. I know. You proving yourself to me. You have to earn me. I'm not give you my kid that quick. And is this guy even earning her? And they said she was showing off some rings, some gifts. Or well, that's the way it should be. He should start off doing the gifts. And if she starts giving gifts back, that's where she's going to mess up at. Now, if he's a good, honest dude, he'll be like, no, you don't need to do that. You know, I'm a man, baby. You know what I'm saying? You're a woman. You ain't got no business, giving me a lot of money for my birthday. And gift. Then she'll be like, that's the first time a man taught me that. Your daddy's supposed to teach you that. I ain't never had a man tell me nothing like that. Tell me to keep my money. I ain't got to do this. Because he'll lose respect for you. And he has to be a real friend to give you the up and up on it. Like, that's something, you never do that. Guys will use you and take advantage of you and dump you and drop you like a hot potato. And be giving your money away to some other chick that's demanding that he pay. Them girls in the ghetto, they ain't giving up nothing. They like, you bringing some bread. And you better use your head and think before I begin to blink and blink. Light skin, dark skin, girl, don't matter. They all black girls. He giving them all to the soul sisters. But he could say, well, I'm paying child support. The girl said, oh no, he be giving me your money. Basically saying he giving it to me too. It's just not for my kid, it's for me too. But whether she works part-time or not, she should be at home with them kids. If he giving her $50,000 a month for her and the kid and providing her house and car and put everything in her name. But some of the guys put that stuff in their name. He's gonna buy the house and the car, all that's gonna be in his name. She just gonna use it while she taking care of his kid. Once the kid is grown, he take all that stuff back. Some guys is like that. He be like, oh no, baby, I own all this. You know what I'm saying? The car's registered in my name. I just put you on the insurance so you can drive it. You'll be liable if you mess up. And hopefully you got no fault. had the tow truck insurance payment or whatever. And he paying the property tax and insurance. And he had that. He can have that go. She can get the paper mail and it's gonna come in his name. But he can tell him he want. They can send a paper mail. Tell him he want an email of it. Send me an email every month. He'll pay the bill. But lights, gas, water, she got to pay it. He might pay the garbage, and he might say, well, I think garbage is only $250 a year. I don't know what it would be if they living in a real filthy rich area. But he can get a place like not in the hood, but right in like a lower middle class or middle class. It don't even have to be upper class. It could be a middle and be nice. And you could buy it separated. Maybe you could buy the land somewhere and own that. But once that kid is an adult and he decides he want to go live with his daddy and go to college or go to either community college or university, wherever he's going to go, or some type of center, vocational skill, whatever. His daddy going to put money in that bank for him, and have his own little account, probably have like a joint account. And there's nothing wrong with a son helping his mother. He should want to help his mother. But he can't be taking all the money out that the daddy gave him and give it to mom. He got to use it for himself. He got to be trying to do something with his life. Well, you can help your mom. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He's supposed to help your mother. But the daddy is no longer responsible to take care of the mother. Well, now she got to go to work. And he could be, if he's a good dude, he'd be like, you the mother of my kids. I'm not going to snatch the house, and I'm not going to snatch the car from you. I'm going to give you enough time to get a job, get your thing together. I'll give you about maybe a couple of years to get on your feet. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to buy that car, you need to sell it to her for cheap. But the kid is grown. You're charging the woman, and she got your kid, and you going to charge her? I had an experience like that. I'm like, I know dang on well they not supposed to charge me. Come on now. There's some limits to this thing. It don't matter if you got a woman and you really love that one, and whatever case may be. If that is the mother of your child, you donate that car to her. You donate it. If y'all really cool like that, yeah, you can just donate, give it to, because y'all cool no matter what. Some people just be cool no matter what. They from the hood, they look at life differently. And you got some people that's in the hood that don't look at life differently. They on some crazy stuff like, all this tit for tat. It's just limits. I knew a guy in the hood, and he was a D-boy, but he had a lot. And of course I wanted him to go to church with me, but he had women. He had one girl, then he had a sugar mama, then he had a sugar hizzo. And he liked me and I liked him. But the problem was his life and these women. But I knew what limits and lines to draw. I remember it was this one guy I liked, and I worked at a library and I saw him in the magazine. It was called Black. It was a black. It's called Black Enterprise. It was a magazine, black owned, I think, magazine. And I talked to him about it, whatever. I was crazy about this guy. I jumped ahead of myself. He had a baby from some girl, and I started flipping out like Fatal Attraction, like, oh no, I was going crazy and stuff. I went from inviting him to church and talking a normal conversation to schizo fanatic. I mean, I went so ahead. I'd have probably still been with him today. I probably would never even met no other people if I would have handled that situation right. I went Luno Fortuno. Wasn't even with the guy. It went crazy, messed it up. So when I'm talking about these things, I'm talking about it from experience. Now, some of these things I have not experienced. Because ain't no way I'm going to be out in public with somebody and I'm separated from somebody. I'm not doing that. Because none of these folks should be talking about nothing. And even his wife said, you shouldn't talk about nothing. She wasn't trying to. And the lady said, I say what I want to say or whatever. But I think she's not looking at it in the way. Now she's probably looking at it like legally no, but it still paints a bad picture in a divorce proceeding. Like, and he could say, well, that's a fan of mine. I'm just a mentor of theirs. Why'd you kiss? Why you hold her leg like that? She's been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to comfort her. She like a sister to me. Does brothers grab them like that? Well, no, we just like play brothers. He can, because he ain't really admitting that he covered himself. He covered himself by keeping his stuff in his crib too. Because if things don't work out, and I talked about this before, and I don't like talking about the same old thing, but if things don't work out, he got somewhere to go. He got somewhere to go, baby. He go right back to that crib. Because he gonna get one of them houses. Now, see, I'm glad I brought this up. Cause now, I don't know if the lady got him a job or he went out and got himself a job, but the people just came up to him, offered the job because of her popularity. They may have confronted him in front of her. So he can't say no and be no couch potato. So if he's working with these people and they saying that you can make up to $4 billion, if this is the case and he start making lots and lots of dough, he's gonna be paying her alimony. He's gonna be paying her alimony because they're gonna say you made more money during the marriage. It don't matter if y'all separate, not you still married, and he'll end up having to pay. So he kind of in a sticky situation because if this woman is expecting him to work in order to be with her, she probably heard all the stories of what the other woman said and said, okay, well, you know what? She probably took initiative to it. Like it could not be true. It may not be true. He's a good guy. He supports me. Does all these wonderful things. Motivates me. She said he taught her how to get other bags, which I never understood that because how you gonna teach somebody how to get a bag and you ain't got a pot to pee in? And then his previous spouse is saying that he's an opportunist and he just being with her for a come up and that he ain't never had nothing. And how do you handle a situation with a person that ain't got nowhere to go? This is all allegedly. Even though she's saying certain things, it could be AI, what they got all this new stuff now. He may not be none of that. But my perception of him when I first started seeing him, and I had my own thoughts, but I didn't want to just think crazy stuff, false accuse somebody in my mind, like, you could be thinking wrong, because we can't be wrong. I thought this lady was with this one guy for some reason. They're from two different places, and it looked real, but I figured it's fake. So I was like, Lord, forgive me if I was wrong, and I said those things, and because it looks that way, it could be real love. She makes him look younger. He's like old as dirt. And he look real young, spiffy, she keeping him young or whatever. It could be real love, or it could be fake. It's just strange with the whole, not because of their differences in nationality, but it's just the disposition. It just looks like there's a lot of fakery, but I could be wrong. So, and I wish I was wrong. He's a nice guy, and he's a lawyer. So I wouldn't be trying to marry no lawyer. Hell no, or a doctor. I wouldn't with one of them, baby. You playing with fire. You better be real going into that. And even if you real and you in love, you just so in love. You just, oh, I see the stars, the sunshine. Boy, better get a legal agreement before. Have him sign it. In the event, do the Janet, what I heard they said Janet did. Hey, if it don't work out, after 5 years, you know what I'm saying, you owe me 500 G's, Brizzo. I don't know if that's true or not, that's all allegedly. And have it in writing. And then be like, if we make it to 10 years, and it don't work out for inconsolable differences or whatever the case may be, according to his income, what he got, you be like, oh, shoot, and these people, if he volunteers and say, yes, I don't mind giving half, he's not going to be a problem, fine. But you kind of don't want no smoke with no lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, or a gangster, a doctor. You want to play right. You want to play right. Because you know what I'm saying? Because, baby, we ain't even going to go there. Okay, baby? We ain't even going to go there. I come from the streets, from the back of the hood, the bottom of the hood, north, south, east, west of the hood. I ain't doing it. I ain't that tough. I ain't that hard. I ain't that gangster. These folks is educated. You don't want to do that. You get it in writing up front. Now he can come up with an agreement with if this happened and that happened, it voids out. No, it ain't nothing void, not nothing. I'm not signing nothing. We ain't getting together then. Because they'll find something to get you messed up where you look bad and get you caught up in a situation that you're not even aware of, and falsely slander you or whatever, and you ain't going to get a penny. So you don't say, I ain't signing none of that. It's going to be irreconcilable difference unless there's adultery, and you got to prove it. You can't, if somebody come and lie and say something, where's the proof? We got to have evidence, videotape. This guy seemed like he don't care. He just want to be happy. He didn't want to live. He walked, honey. He had a spiff, honey. He had walked in with a spiff younger than me, and I'm way younger than him. Shoot, I could be his daughter. I was like, dang, he swung that leg in front of the other, honey. He had on black and burgundy. He was looking all young. I said, honey, that dark chocolate icing, honey, keeping him young. Might be real love, you never know. But, yeah, man. This is entertainment news, But, yeah. He gonna have somewhere to go. He gonna keep that crib. But he'll still get, because they were married, he'll still get the house, one of the houses. He's going to request at least one house. But he won't be to ask for no alimony like this other guy doing. The other guy, he probably ain't going to make no money. Now, what she can do is stop making money. Because she makes more money here right now, she's going to have to pay alimony. Regardless. It ain't got nothing to do with it. He's asking for it. But he can't ask for it based on they made equal amount that year. Or if he made more... I don't know if he's been making any money in the last few years. He probably, made a little something. But if she's just doing videos, she's just doing little stuff, and she ain't really making no real revenue, you know what I'm saying? But even if she has any kind of money coming in more than him, if it's $2,000 more and he ain't made $20, she gonna have to pay. So she needs to start working. They're going to look at the last year prior to. So if she made any extra money, so she still got to pay. So you see, stopping now just only helps it not increase to a higher amount. But it's not going to stop it because you've made more money than him the last 2 or 3 years, if that's the case. And if it's not a whole lot more, then the judge might say, okay, we're going to split it down the middle and leave it at that. No alimony. But if she made too much, they're going to split it down the middle and she's still going to pay him a monthly check. Or she could request, I just give him a lump sum and be done with it. And she make it back. Or the guy that she would end up giving her that, what she lost and some. He might say, oh, baby, you had to get that up here. I'm going to give it back to you, and I'm going to double it. And she can come out with a rap song and say, yeah, I gave you that, but I got it back from my dude, and he doubled it, and you troubled it. And I'm about to wobble it. And he going to lose many fans, because a lot of her fans is his fans. So he still got his little fan group. He still got his little followers that's going to stay with him no matter what. But the bigger audience is because of her. So it's going to reduce. So he was doing some modeling, honey. I saw him, he looked like a vampire. I said, oh, he giving me vampire vibes. He was at some place and somebody was looking at him like he was a barbecue sandwich. They was like licking their lips. I was like, heck, like they wanted him for lunch. I was like, And they with somebody else. They with somebody, and this person don't even know nothing about it. I'm sure if they did, they wouldn't be dealing with them. They could be like, "What? You did what? Chopped it look like you want some barbecue ribs or something." So yeah, I think it's too soon to be bringing your kids showing. I don't think that's cool. And that's my girl. You know what I'm saying? But I don't say names, so y'all have to figure it out. Leave a comment. Tell me what y'all think. Heidi Wilkerson Totsy, Totsy is the Facebook. Uh, at Heidi the Golden Rose Girl is the Instagram, and my Cash App is $Queen Heidi 7up1, which will be up next month before I go see this boxing event here in Detroit. Will be my first time going to a live boxing event. I'm real excited about it, but can't figure out what I want to wear. I'm between burnt orange and red and iridescent. But the red shoes I wanted to wear is like satin with straps, and they have block heel. They're kind of high, but they're kind of a comfortable block heel. But it's gonna. My son was like, "That's too much, mine." He said, "You're gonna be walking, standing up. You're gonna have to wear some flats, something comfortable." So people, a lot of them girls gonna be coming in with hot pants on, short, but have tennis shoes on. Or I really would like a tennis shoe with like an open sandal, like open toes, open back, have a strap, but it's a tennis shoe. But it's a high tennis shoe, like a block heel, but it's rubber, and that's very comfortable. Good support. I would love that. I'm having trouble finding it though, and it's like the strap. It's a tennis shoe, but it's like a sandal tennis shoe. I don't want the wedge because I fall. I twist my ankle on the wedge and then mess my ankle up. I cannot walk in wedges. I did when I was younger, but when I got older, I couldn't walk. I only can wear in the separated block heel square. Not too high, but I can do like a 6 inch. You know, and it's rubber, but they're hard to find. So if I can find that, and that's red. If I can get red, then the skirt doesn't have red in it. It has orange and burnt orange. So if I can get that, I would get the red knit. It's like a lace knit. It's open and it's a hippie skirt, And then I would have to probably find me some silver sports spandex shorts, like those like girdle type skirt silver shorts. They got them in black too. I could wear the black, but that looks too vampirish for me, red and black. So I would rather go silver or iridescent. I might go iridescent because I don't really like silver and red. So I would probably go red because I was gonna wear red because that's her favorite color. And I was going to bang it out with some iridescent. If I could find some sandal tennis shoes, then I would get me like an iridescent bodysuit, like with the back out, like a halter, have my cleavage covered up, just have my arms and my back out. You know what I'm saying? If it has like an open stomach, that would be fine as long as my girdle. Because I would probably wear my girdle shorts and and but I probably wear that under it. But I have to make sure that it ain't, it might show a little bit, but and then bang out with the iridescent. It's like biker shorts. They like satin, shiny satin. I like the thin material though. I don't like the thick, but I like to grip the hips and suck everything in. So that would be so cute. And I got iridescent earrings to match. I got an iridescent big old ring, man. And then my nails gonna be chocolate no matter what. So I'm gonna do my own nails, my regular nails, 'cause they have grown since I had them wrapped up with these tapes and stuff, trying to get the crystals out. They didn't grow, so I'm gonna use. They're gonna be bare. I ain't gonna have no tape on them. But yeah, y'all. Anyway, this is entertainment news, you guys. So this is the multi variety show. Where we bring creativity, knowledge, truth, world events, news, arts and crafts, spirituality. Um, whew, and more. You name it. Mix it up, baby. Mix it up. That's right. This class in session here. You know what I'm saying? That's right, Miss Class Productions. My own slogan, Class Hop. You know what I'm saying? Hood Life Productions. That's right, all me, baby. All me, baby. So you guys, talk to you a little soon. We get my food so I can eat. And we'll talk again. I can bang out some music. You know, I don't know. I might be able to bang out some music on my other phone. I think I have a little bit more storage. So I banged out one song. So I might bang out another. I think I played that one already. But anyway, but I hadn't been out in a while, so this is gonna be a good outing for me. My son said, "You gotta leave early, ma." I'm like, "Shoot, I better go to bed early then." I don't do stuff the way I used to do when I was younger. But thanks again for watching this quick short NAN Evening Wit WIT Heidi, the multi variety show. And I'll talk to you guys soon later. Bye.